In the cold darkness beyond Jupiter, something moved, quiet, massive, and not of Earth. Far above the planet's surface, in Earth's orbit, the Skywatch defense station floated like a silent guardian. Inside its command center, the atmosphere was calm but focused. Dozens of officers worked at glowing terminals, scanning space, monitoring systems, and running simulations. At the center of it all stood Commander Alex Voss. Tall, with sharp eyes and a calm presence, Alex was not the kind of man who panicked. Years of military service had trained him to stay steady, even when the world around him wasn't. He had seen his share of crises, asteroid threats, rogue drones, space storms, but this day would be different. A young officer, Lieutenant Harris, spoke up from her station. "Commander, long-range sensors have picked up an object. No, a fleet. Large ships. Multiple signatures. Approaching from the outer system." Alex walked over slowly. "How many ships?" he asked, voice steady. 13. No, 15. Possibly more behind them. Estimated arrival in Jupiter's orbit for hours. Alex narrowed his eyes. "Show me visuals." The central screen shifted to a dark, distant view. Outlined against the gas giant's swirling clouds were jagged, angular ships, unlike anything Earth had built. They were heavily armored, spiked, and powered by unstable plasma engines. The design was unmistakable to anyone familiar with deep space threats. "Pirates," Alex said softly. "Galactic Corsairs." The room went quiet. That name wasn't just a rumor. The Corsairs had raided outposts beyond Mars, enslaved mining colonies, and wiped out entire survey fleets. Their leader, Karg Vexer, was feared across the system. Until now, they had never dared come near Earth. Alex turned to his second-in-command. "Put the Global Council on secure line. They need to see this." Minutes later, the faces of Earth's highest leaders appeared on the comm screen, representatives from all major continents, orbital colonies, and ocean cities. "What are we seeing, Commander Voss?" asked Counselor Miriam Cho. "A pirate fleet, heavily armed. Based on the formations and size, I believe it's led by Karg Vexer himself." Murmurs rippled through the council chamber. Alex continued. "I recommend we activate Earth's full orbital defenses and prepare for a standoff. But be warned, our defense grid is outdated. We weren't expecting a threat this size." Before the council could respond, a sharp alert echoed through the command center. "Incoming transmission, unsecured channel." "Patch it through," Alex ordered. The screen shifted to a dim-lit room filled with thick smoke and blinking red lights. A massive figure appeared, tall, armored, and covered in battle scars. His eyes burned with cruel amusement. "I am Karg Vexer, Supreme Commander of the Galactic Corsairs," the voice boomed. "Earthlings, your time is up. We come not to negotiate, but to collect. Surrender your energy vaults, your satellites, and your orbital stations. In return, I will spare your cities." He leaned closer to the screen. "Refuse, and I will grind your blue world into dust." The screen cut to black. A silence fell over the room. Then, slowly, Alex turned back to the council. "We do not surrender," he said firmly. "Not now. Not ever." Counselor Cho nodded. "Earth stands behind you, Commander. Do what you must." As the council signed off, Alex looked around the command center. "Alert all stations. Raise the orbital shields. And bring me the team. We're going to need every mind we've got." Outside the station windows, the stars seemed unchanged. But war was coming, and Earth would not go down without a fight. The silence of space had never felt heavier. Earth hung below, calm and quiet, its cities glowing softly in the night. But far above, at Skywatch Defense Station, the mood was anything but peaceful. Commander Alex Voss had only hours before Karg Vexer's fleet arrived in full force. Inside the command center, Alex stood over a holographic map showing Earth's defense network. Dozens of satellites, a few patrol ships, and a handful of outdated laser platforms, it was far from enough to take on a battle-hardened pirate armada. He knew brute force would not save Earth. If they wanted to survive, they had to outthink their enemy. "Get me the core team," Alex said. "We don't have time to waste." Within an hour, 4 people stood in the briefing room with him. They weren't many, but they were the best Earth had. First was Lieutenant Rhea Calder, a sharp-minded tactical officer and Alex's most trusted strategist. She had served with him for over a decade. She rarely smiled, but her mind worked like a machine. Next came Juno Wei, a civilian engineer and orbital systems expert. She was young, but brilliant. Juno had designed half of Earth's defense satellites before the Council cut funding. Her knowledge of hidden systems could make all the difference. Beside her stood Kai Draven, a former smuggler and pilot. Once hunted by the law, he now flew for Earth under a special pardon. He was reckless, sarcastic, and always one step ahead in a dogfight. Last was Arc 9, a military AI housed inside a mobile interface. It looked human, but its voice was calm and precise. Arc 9 had been deactivated for years after a political dispute. Now, Alex had reactivated it against orders. Alex looked at them, his voice firm. Karg Vexer thinks we're weak. He's counting on fear. That gives us one advantage. He won't see us coming. Rhea stepped forward. Our main guns won't stop him. The orbital lasers won't punch through his fleet's shields. Agreed, Alex said. We need something else. Juno hesitated, then spoke up. There's a system we could use. It was called Project MirrorNet, a satellite cloaking grid. It was designed to hide Earth's defense platforms and jam enemy targeting systems. Why was it shut down? Alex asked. No funding, Juno replied. The council thought we didn't need it. Too expensive to maintain. Can you bring it back online? With time and power. I'll need access to the deep maintenance arrays on the dark side of the moon. That's where the original control hub is buried. Alex nodded. Make it happen. He turned to Arc 9. You still have command authority? Level 5 override is active, the AI said. I can assist with coordination, defense protocols, and enemy analysis. Good. You'll be my eyes when the fighting starts. Kai leaned back against the wall, arms crossed. I assume you'll want someone to fly something dangerous and probably explodey. Alex gave a half-smile. You'll get your chance. The plan was clear. While Earth's outer defenses acted like they were preparing for a full frontal fight, the team would secretly bring MirrorNet online. Once the pirate ships entered Earth's orbit, the grid would be activated, blinding their sensors, jamming communications, and hiding Earth's real weapons. Still, the hours ticked down quickly. Karg scouts had already reached the outer edge of Earth's orbital space. A few of Earth's satellites had gone dark, destroyed in quiet flashes of plasma fire. Civilian traffic was grounded. Orbital elevators were locked down. Panic began to spread across Earth's cities. The media demanded answers. The council issued calm statements, but people could sense the truth. This was not a drill. In the dead of night, Juno and Arc 9 launched a stealth shuttle to the moon. In its shadow, they would reconnect the MirrorNet systems. At the same time, Kai flew a decoy craft to distract pirate scouts. He raced through space, dodging plasma blasts and making it look like Earth was preparing for a full counterattack. Meanwhile, inside Skywatch, Alex monitored everything. He watched troop deployments, energy grids, comm signals. His team was small. His weapons were few. But every piece was moving. And soon, the real fight would begin. As the first pirate battleships crept closer to Earth's orbit, Alex stood before the central command screen. A soft blue glow lit his face. He stared into the stars, steady as ever. We won't be the easy target he thinks we are, he said quietly to himself. Not this time. The stars above Earth no longer looked peaceful. In the distance, the pirate fleet had arrived. 15 massive ships, dark, jagged, and armed to the teeth, moved slowly into Earth's orbit like shadows swallowing the sky. They didn't hide. They didn't sneak in. They wanted the world to see them coming. Inside Skywatch Defense Station, Commander Alex Voss stood in the center of the operations room. The room buzzed with quiet urgency. Officers spoke quickly, transferring data, adjusting shields, and tracking pirate movements. Update, Alex said calmly. Rhea Calder stepped forward with a tablet. The pirate fleet is holding position just outside attack range. No sign of landing craft yet. Looks like they're waiting. Waiting for what? Before she could answer, a comm alert rang through the room. Incoming transmission, open channel. Alex motioned to accept it. The screen flickered, revealing Karg Vexer. He sat on a throne of twisted metal, surrounded by red lights and smoke. His armor looked like it had been forged in a furnace, scarred and burned from old battles. He smiled, showing sharp teeth. Earth, he said, voice thick with amusement, you've had your warning. Surrender your energy banks and orbital stations. You have 1 Earth hour. Refuse, and I'll show your people how I deal with pride. Alex stepped forward. His tone was even. Your fleet is large, Karg. But we're not afraid. Karg leaned closer. You should be. The screen cut out. Alex turned back to his team. How's MirrorNet? Juno's voice came through the comms from the moon base. We're close. Just a few more minutes to synchronize the grid. Good, Alex said. Let them think we're scared. That's how we win. Back on Earth, fear was spreading. Civilian networks leaked images of the pirate ships. The news called them doomed ships. People filled underground shelters. Families packed into bunkers. Schools were shut down. The sky seemed darker now, but not everyone was panicking. In hidden hangars around the world, defense pilots ran drills. Engineers checked emergency launch codes. Old orbital cannons, unused for years, were brought back online. Earth wasn't strong, but it wasn't helpless either. Still, Alex knew they couldn't win with firepower alone. He paced the strategy room with Rhea and Ark. 9. They'll attack soon, Rhea said. But Karg is still holding back. He wants us to beg. Alex nodded. So let's give him a reason to think we're broken. He issued orders. Reduce visible defense power. Pull back a few orbital drones. Leave key satellites unshielded on purpose. Let the pirates think Earth is falling apart. It was all a setup. The more confident Karg felt, the more careless he would become. Hours passed. The pirate ships moved closer. A few launched probe drones. Kai, still flying nearby in his stealth craft, intercepted 2 and led the rest away. Then the first wave came. Small fighter ships broke from the pirate fleet and zoomed toward Earth's orbit. They targeted weak points, aging defense stations, satellite clusters, and orbital comm relays. Explosions lit up the sky. Pieces of Earth's tech fell toward the planet like burning meteors. Inside Skywatch, Alex watched it all. Status. Rhea scanned the reports. Damage contained. Civilian targets untouched. Miranet. Juno's voice came back, excited. It's ready. Fully operational. Cloak field holding steady. All satellites synced. Alex's eyes lit with determination. Then we wait for the right moment. He turned toward the window. From where he stood, he could see faint flickers of fire in orbit, where the pirate fighters continued to strike and pull back. They were testing Earth. Probing for weakness. Let them. Karg Vexer believed Earth was breaking. He believed no one could stop him. That belief would be his greatest mistake. Alex looked at his crew, Rhea, Ark, 9, the tech teams, pilots, and comm officers. All of them tired. All of them ready. The next move is his, Alex said. And it'll be his last. Outside, the enemy crept closer. Earth looked like it was falling. But in the shadows of space, behind cloaked satellites and silent weapons, a trap was waiting. The battle was only beginning. The first shot came at dawn. A blast of green plasma streaked across the sky, tearing through one of Earth's old orbital relay towers. It exploded in silence, scattering metal and fire into the vacuum of space. Then came another shot and another. The pirates were no longer testing Earth's defenses. They were beginning their attack. In the command center of Skywatch Defense Station, alarms flashed red. Officers scrambled at their stations, calling out enemy positions, damage reports, and signal losses. But in the middle of the chaos, Commander Alex Voss stood calm, eyes locked on the holographic battlefield in front of him. They're moving in formation, said Rhea Calder, pointing to the display. Karg is pushing 5 capital ships toward our southern orbital corridor. Fighters are clearing the path. He thinks we're still blind, Alex said. Perfect. He turned to the main console. Activate Miranet. Full cloak. Jam all pirate sensors. Begin Phase 1. Without delay, Juno's voice came in from the moon base. Miranet is live. Cloak field holding. Their scanners just went dark. In an instant, the battlefield changed. All across Earth's orbit, hidden satellites flickered to life, vanishing from enemy view. Earth's defense fleet, once visible, disappeared behind the cloak. The pirate ships kept moving forward, unaware they were walking into a trap. Arc-9's voice came through next. Enemy target locks disrupted. Communication interference successful. Pirate fleet systems are confused. Inside the pirate command ship, Karg Vexer watched his displays flicker and shift. The ships that once lit up his scanners were suddenly gone. His eyes narrowed. Where are they? He growled. What is this? Back at Skywatch, Alex gave the next order. Begin Phase 2. Deploy cloak drones. Target the lead ship's engines. From the darkness, a swarm of invisible drones shot out like arrows. Silent and unseen, they moved through space, weaving between pirate fighters and battleships. When they reached the flagship, they locked on and struck. The explosion rocked the pirate fleet. The lead ship's engines burst into fire, spinning the ship off course. For the first time, Karg saw one of his own vessels drift helplessly. He slammed a fist against the console. Retarget. Hit everything. Fire in all directions. But it was no use. His scanners showed nothing. His ships were firing blind. On Earth's side, the tide was turning. Kai Draven, flying a high-speed interceptor, dropped out of cloak just long enough to fire a missile into a pirate cruiser's hull. It split the ship in two before vanishing back behind the mirror net veil. "This is too easy," Kai joked over the comms. "They don't even know what's hitting them." "Don't get cocky," Rhea said. "We're just getting started." All over orbit, Earth ships attacked from the shadows. Missiles launched and vanished. Energy blasts came from nowhere. The pirates, confused and panicked, started shooting at empty space. They destroyed some of their own scout drones by mistake. Karg Vexer's voice came over the open channel again. "What trick is this, Earth? Come out and fight like warriors." Alex responded calmly. "We are fighting. You're just not ready for the way we do it." Karg roared with anger, cutting off the feed. Then, the pirate ships regrouped. Despite the chaos, they began to move in tighter formation. Karg ordered a direct push toward Earth's atmosphere. "He's desperate," Rhea said. "He's going for a final strike." Alex looked at the battle map. "Then we stop him here." He turned to Arc 9. "Deploy the kinetic snare." All around Earth's orbit, hidden satellite arms extended. Massive coils of magnetized cables launched into space, like nets thrown by invisible giants. They wrapped around engines, locked onto hulls, and pulled several pirate ships off course. 3 of Karg's destroyers collided. One broke apart instantly. Another drifted into Earth's gravity and began falling toward the ocean, burning up in the atmosphere. Karg stared at the flames from his window. His fleet was being torn apart, by a planet he thought was weak, by a people he thought were soft. "We retreat," one of his lieutenants said. "We can't see the enemy. We can't fight shadows." Karg's eyes burned with rage. "No, we don't run. We crush them. Full speed. Target Earth directly. I'll lead the charge myself." His ship powered up, its engines glowing with a blinding blue light. It was heading straight for Earth's surface. Alex watched it all. He knew what was coming. "He's aiming to crash into us," Rhea said. "A suicide run." Alex didn't hesitate. "All forces, focus fire on Karg's ship. Bring him down." In the final moments of the battle, Earth's cloaked fleet reappeared all at once. Dozens of weapons locked onto Karg's ship. Missiles flew. Railguns fired. A single, precise shot from Kai's fighter broke through the flagship's weakened hull. Karg's ship spun, caught in the kinetic snare, and slammed into Saturn's ring system far from Earth. It vanished in a cloud of light and debris. The remaining pirate ships, now leaderless and surrounded, shut down their weapons and surrendered. Silence returned to orbit. Inside Skywatch, no one spoke for a long moment. Then, slowly, the room erupted in cheers. Earth had survived. Debris from the pirate fleet drifted silently through the cold dark above Earth. Bits of metal, twisted engines, broken wings, all that remained of a force once feared across the solar system. The wreckage glowed faintly as it floated, harmless now. Inside Skywatch Defense Station, Commander Alex Voss stood in front of the central display screen. His uniform was dusted with ash from a fire earlier in the command center, but he showed no sign of slowing down. His eyes were focused. Calm. Alert. "Status?" he asked. Rhea called her read from her screen. "We've confirmed 14 pirate ships destroyed or disabled. One remaining vessel, the flagship, is still intact. Crash landed in Saturn's ring sector. Life signs confirmed. Karg Vexer is alive." Alex nodded. "Then it's not over yet." The warlord had not died in the blast. A rescue craft was quickly prepared. Alex insisted on leading the team himself. "We end this face-to-face," he said. "No broadcasts. No speeches. Just truth." An hour later, he boarded a sleek black shuttle along with Rhea, Arc 9, and 2 armed guards. The ship left Earth's orbit in silence, flying fast towards Saturn, where Karg's damaged flagship drifted within the icy rings. As they approached, the remains of the massive pirate ship came into view. Half the hull was torn open. Fires still burned inside. The ship had crashed into the edge of the rings, caught in Saturn's weak gravity, slowly spinning with no power. Arc 9 ran a scan. Life form detected. Central chamber. Weak, but stable. No weapon systems active. Alex gave the order. "Let's board." Inside the ship, the walls were scorched. Lights flickered. Smoke hung in the air. The silence was broken only by the hiss of leaking gas and the soft hum of Alex's team's boots on metal. They moved carefully through broken corridors and twisted wreckage. At last, they reached the command chamber. The doors barely opened. Rhea pried them apart with a plasma cutter. Karg Vexer sat slumped on his throne. His armor was cracked. One eye was swollen shut. His breath came slow, labored. Blood stained the floor beneath him. Yet even in defeat, He looked proud. Alex stepped forward, stopping a few feet away. Karg looked up with a weak grin. So, Earth sends a hero. Alex said nothing for a moment. Then, not a hero. Just someone who knows when to fight and when not to. Karg coughed. You should have surrendered. Saved your people. You were outmatched. No, Alex said. You were blind. You saw a planet at peace and mistook it for weakness. You saw silence and mistook it for fear. That's why you lost. Karg laughed, though it hurt him. You think you've won? I know we did. The room went quiet again. Karg leaned back in his chair. Do it, then. Finish it. Alex shook his head. We're not like you. You'll face trial. You'll answer for what you've done. Mars colony, the mining moons, the outpost you burned. Karg looked away, not angry now. Just tired. The galaxy will send more like me. Then we'll be ready, Alex replied. Rhea and the guards secured Karg. Arc 9 called for pickup. As they left the wreckage behind, Alex looked back at the broken pirate ship, now just another ghost in space. Hours later, back on Earth, the world watched the return. News feeds lit up with images of the captured warlord being escorted from the shuttle, chained and silent. People filled the streets in every city, not with fear this time, but with hope. Cheers echoed from the orbital towers down to the deep-sea domes. The council declared victory and offered thanks to Commander Voss and his team. But Alex didn't join the celebrations. Instead, he walked to the observation deck of Skywatch and looked down at the planet. It was quiet again, the way it had been before the storm. Rhea joined him, holding 2 cups of coffee. You did it, she said, handing him one. We did it, Alex replied. He took a slow sip and let the moment sit. Down on Earth, children played outside again. The bunkers were closing. The skies were clear. Kydraven buzzed in over the comms from orbit. So, what now, Commander? We go back to pretending the universe isn't full of lunatics with battleships. Alex smiled faintly. No. Now we prepare. Because next time, they won't be as easy to fool. Far beyond, stars glittered across the black sky. But now Earth stood as more than just a glowing blue world. It was a message to the galaxy. This planet defends itself. Days had passed since the Sky War ended, but its echoes were still felt everywhere. The orbital wreckage of Karg Vexer's pirate fleet now floated as silent monuments above Earth. Drone crews moved through space, collecting debris and clearing paths for safe travel. The Global Council called it a restoration effort, but to most people, it was something more. It was proof that Earth had survived. Proof that peace had fought back and won. Inside Skywatch Defense Station, Commander Alex Voss stood in a quiet hallway, watching through a wide window as the blue planet turned slowly below him. Its clouds drifted peacefully. Cities glowed like stars. He had seen that same view for years, but now it looked different, earned. Rhea Calder joined him, holding a data pad. Final reports are in, she said. All pirate ships accounted for. Most of their crew captured. Karg is still in custody, awaiting transfer to the Lunar Tribunal. Alex nodded without turning. Damage. For satellites lost. 2 defense platforms heavily damaged. No major civilian casualties. He finally looked at her. We were lucky. She shook her head. We were ready. They stood in silence for a moment longer, letting the quiet settle around them. Elsewhere in the station, Kydraven leaned back in a maintenance chair, helmet on the floor, one boot propped up. He looked bruised, tired, and proud. His ship had taken 3 direct hits, lost 1 wing, and still flown through fire. A group of young cadets had gathered around him, listening to stories they probably shouldn't have heard. And then the railgun misfires, Kai said, waving one hand. So I spin the whole ship backward and drop a mine straight into the cruiser's engine. Boom. Gone. Is that even possible? One cadet asked. Not according to the manual, Kai said with a grin. In a secured lab deep within the moon base, Juno Way carefully shut down the MirrorNet grid. Its satellites, still floating in orbit, were now silent. The system had worked perfectly. And maybe, one day, it would be needed again. For now, Earth would let it rest. Arc 9, the AI once mothballed and forgotten, was now fully active. It had proven itself loyal, precise, and vital to Earth's defense. For the first time in decades, the Council voted to reinstate military AI protocol with strict oversight, of course. Arc 9 didn't comment. It simply resumed its role in Earth's orbital defense grid, monitoring space with tireless focus. The world slowly returned to life. Shops reopened. Families left the shelters. Schools resumed. The fear that had gripped the planet during Karg's threat faded, but the memory remained. In one of Earth's major cities, a bronze statue was unveiled in a public square. It showed a simple figure, not holding a weapon, not standing tall, but standing firm, calm, and steady. The plaque read, "To those who defend not with power, but with purpose." Back aboard Skywatch, Alex prepared for debrief with the Global Council. He wore his uniform clean and pressed, but his eyes were tired. Rhea walked with him toward the council chamber. "They'll want a full analysis," she said. "They'll want answers," Alex replied. "How we won. Why we were ready. What we do next. What will you tell them?" He paused, then said, "That peace doesn't mean weakness. That preparation isn't paranoia. And that Earth may be quiet, but Earth listens. Earth watches. Earth learns." Inside the chamber, the council stood and applauded as he entered. But for Alex, the real reward came later. That night, he returned to the observation deck. Alone. No meetings, no alarms, no battles. Just silence. He looked down at the planet again. The same blue sphere, fragile and strong all at once. He remembered his brother, lost years ago in a pirate raid. That pain had never left him. But tonight, it didn't feel as heavy. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small metal pin. It had once belonged to his brother, a pilot's badge. Alex pressed it gently against the glass, just for a moment. "This was for you," he whispered. Behind him, the stars stretched forever. Unknown. Waiting. But Earth was no longer afraid. It was ready.